Anyone remember that Mythbusters episode where they find out how many pizza boxes it takes to stop a bullet? Yeah, we're doing that today. You saw the thumbnail. We're looking at the orbital strike cannon from Minecraft. Specifically, we're looking at Cubic Meter's MK.6 stab shot, which is the design used by Wembu on Unstable Universe. A stab shot is a bunch of TNT fired at the ground in a vertical column. Go check out Cubic Meter's video if you want an in-depth explanation of the mechanics, link in the description. For the sake of the video, we're going to have to set some of our own parameters. We're assuming the explosion will use exactly 100 TNT, and we aren't going to take into account the 9 from the kick charge at the start. We know that 1 block in Minecraft is equal to 1 cubic meter in real life, so each block of TNT is a cubic meter of TNT. From a quick Google search, we can find that 1 cubic meter of TNT is 1,650 kilograms. Also, TNT releases 4.184 kilojoules per gram, so the stab shot releases basically 7 trillion joules in total. That's 7 terajoules, which is about a tenth of the energy released from the nuclear bomb used at Hiroshima during World War II. Okay, that's a lot of energy. Now, using the law of conservation of energy, we know that the total energy within a system must remain constant. If we assume our system to be the orbital strike and the pizza boxes, that means we need as many pizza boxes as it takes to absorb 7 trillion joules. Big question here, how do you calculate how much energy a pizza box can absorb? If you guessed calculating the energy it takes to crush the boxes based on pressure, you're wrong, we're using spontaneous combustion. Autoignition temperature is the temperature at which something may spontaneously combust. You've probably heard of papers, which is at around Fahrenheit 451, but for this video, we need to find the autoignition temperature of pizza. If you've ever tried doing this at home, you've probably realized that nobody cares enough to record the autoignition temperature of pizza. This is probably because pizzas are different, and it'd be hard to get a standardized enough pizza in order to record a legit temperature of spontaneous combustion. Unfortunately, that means that we'll have to make an assumption. The highest temperature for a pizza oven that I could find was 1,022 degrees Fahrenheit, which can cook a pizza in about a minute. Using the power of an educated guess, we can set our autoignition temperature for pizza at a little higher than that, being 1,200 degrees Fahrenheit or 650 degrees Celsius. Thankfully, we can just look up that cardboard spontaneously combusts at an even 700 Kelvin, meaning our combined autoignition temperature of the pizza box is at 896 Kelvin. We'll assume that we're making exclusively extra-large cheese pizzas, and that they each have their own 16 by 16 by 2 inch cardboard boxes using B-flute corrugation. Our pizzas are made using exactly 700 grams of cheese, 400 grams of dough, and 340 grams of tomato sauce, and our box is 200 grams. If we find the specific heat capacity of these ingredients, we can calculate the specific heat capacity of the pizza as a whole to be 2.8299 kilojoules per kilogram Kelvin. Then, we can find the specific heat capacity of cardboard in order to find the specific heat capacity of the pizza box, which is 2.648 kilojoules per kilogram Kelvin. Now, we'll assume that our pizza boxes all start at room temperature, and we need to find how much energy is required to raise the temperature of the boxes from room temperature, or 293 Kelvin, to the autoignition temperature of 896 Kelvin. Using our formula to find the energy needed to raise a substance to its autoignition temperature, we can estimate that we need 2,618.660 kilojoules to spontaneously combust 1 pizza box. Since 1 stab shot gives off 6,903,600,000 kilojoules, we would need roughly 2.5 million pizza boxes to absorb the full blast. The short answer is no. Even if you could get your hands on several million extra-large cheese pizzas, you'd have to predict the exact coordinates of the explosion, and in the case where you were facing Wembu on Unstable, he would easily be able to just change where he points the fishing rod or fire off multiple in the same area. Let's say you were really committed to the bit, though. Given the dimensions of the box, you need a stack that's 133,926 meters tall, which, given that space starts at around 100,000 meters, it would reach out of the atmosphere. But let's say you remember that the diameter of the stab shot is 7 blocks. Using this, you can create a defensive tower formation, efficiently placing each pizza box in the most optimal position to cover the exact radius of the blast. We can find that it will take 276 boxes to create one layer of the tower, and from here, we can divide the number of boxes by the amount of boxes per layer and multiply by the height of each layer to find the height of the tower to be 14 meters, which is about 46 feet or 1.5 school buses tall. It takes 2,636,311 pizza boxes to stop an orbital strike cannon. Realistically, this would be a logistical nightmare to set up, but if you were really determined, you could create a tower, which happens to be short enough to work. You'd have to be like a YouTuber or something to spend the time setting it up, though.